Motion, I need a motion to open the public hearing. Actually, no, we need a reading of the public hearing first. Phyllis? All right, Phyllis, would you read the notice of the public hearing, please?
Notice of public hearing, Town of Carmel, Carmel Water District Number 2, revised. Notice is hereby given that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, will meet at the Carmel High School Library, 30 Fair Street in Carmel, New York, on April 24th, 2019, at 7 o'clock p.m. prevailing time, for the purpose of conducting a public hearing upon a certain map, plan, and report, including an estimate of costs in relation to the proposed increase and improvement of the facilities of Carmel Water District Number 2 in said town, consisting of the reconstruction of and construction of new water mains at various locations within said Carmel Water District Number 2, including original furnishings, equipment, machinery, apparatus, appurtenances, and incidental improvements and expenses in connection therewith at a maximum estimated cost of $13,301,400. Said capital project has been determined to be a Type 2 action pursuant to the regulations of the State of New York Department of Environmental Conservation promulgated pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQA. The implementation of which, as proposed, said regulations provide will not result in any significant adverse environmental impacts. At said public hearing, said town board will hear all persons interested in the subject matter thereof. The town board will make every effort to assure that the public hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. Anyone requiring special assistance and/or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk. Dated Mahopac, New York, April 18, 2019, by order of the town board of the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, Ann Spofford, town clerk.
Okay, Phyllis, thank you for the reading of the notice of the public hearing. At this time, I need a board member to make a motion to open the public hearing. You make a motion. All right, Councilman Borelli makes a motion to open the public hearing. Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Schneider. All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, at this time, the public hearing is open. Based on the notice of the public hearing that was just read by our Deputy Town Clerk, Phyllis Borges, is there anyone who would like to come up and speak on the public hearing? Okay, there being none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Schneider, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Councilman Borelli. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the public hearing is closed. 1A on the agenda tonight is to consider public interest order in the matter of the increase in improvements of facilities, Carmel Water District Number 2 in the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York. Councilman Schneider, would you read 1A, please?
Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York has duly caused to be prepared a map plan and report including an estimate of cost pursuant to Section 202B of the Town Law relating to the proposed increase and improvement of the facilities of Carmel Water District Number 2 in the Town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, consisting of the recommendations of and construction of new water mains at various locations within said Carmel Water District Number 2, including original furnishings, equipment, machinery, apparatus, appurtenances, and incidental improvements and expenses in connection therewith, at a maximum estimated cost of $13,301,400. And whereas at a meeting of said town board duly called and held on March 6, 2019, an order was duly adopted by it and entered in the minutes, specifying that said town board would meet to consider the increase and improvement of facilities of Carmel Water District Number 2 in said town at a maximum estimated cost of $13,301,400, and to hear all persons interested in the subject thereof concerning the same at the Carmel High School in Carmel, New York, in said town on April 24th, 2019 at 7 o'clock p.m. prevailing time. And whereas said order duly certified by the town clerk was duly published and posted as required by law, and whereas a public hearing was duly as set forth in said notice, at which all persons desiring to be heard were duly heard. Now therefore be it ordered by the town board of the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, as follows. Section 1, upon the evidence given at the aforesaid public hearing, it is hereby found and determined that it is in the public interest to make the increase and improvement of the facilities of Carmel Water District Number 2 in the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, consisting of the reconstruction of and construction of new water mains at various locations within said Carmel Water District Number 2, including the original furnishings, equipment, machinery, apparatus, appurtenances, incidental improvements, and expenses in connection therewith, at a maximum estimated cost of $13,301,400. Section 2, this order shall take effect immediately. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, offered by Councilman Schneider, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried, thank you. Okay, next on this topic, 1B, consider resolution authorizing the issuance of $13,301,400 in bonds of the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, to pay for the cost of the increase and improvement of Carmel Water District Number 2 in the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York. I'm going to ask Deputy Supervisor McDonough to read 1B, please.
Sure, of course, thank you. A resolution authorizing the issuance of $13,301,400 bonds of the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York, to pay the cost of the increase and improvement of Carmel Water District Number 2 in the town of Carmel, Putnam County, New York. Whereas the capital project hereinafter described as proposed has been determined to be a Type 2 action of the regulations of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, promulgated pursuant to the State Environmental Quality Review Act, pursuant to the provisions of 6 CPR NY 617.5, including but not limited to 6 CRR New York or NY 617.5 C2, which as such will not have any significant adverse impacts on the environment. In Section 3, it is hereby determined that the period of probable usefulness of the aforesaid specific object of purpose is 40 years pursuant to Subdivision 1 of Paragraph A of Section 11.00 of the Local Finance Law. It is hereby further determined that the maximum maturity of the serial bonds herein authorized will exceed 5 years. I offer this resolution as read and pre-filed in the town clerk's office.
Second.
Yes.
Second.
Offered by Councilwoman McDonough, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci and Schneider. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Borelli?
Yes.
Councilman Schneider?
Yes.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, so that completes that portion of the meeting. I need a motion to close
So moved.
Second.
that special voting portion of the meeting. So moved by Councilman Schneider, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I need a motion to open the town board work session.
Second.
So moved by Councilman Schneider, seconded by Councilwoman McDonough. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We have one item on the town board work session this evening. It's involving Jimmy Gilchrist, the Director of Recreation. Where is he? Oh. Jimmy Gilchrist, our Director of Parks and Recreation. This is to consider proposal for airport park water supply. Jimmy, take it away.
All right, great. Thanks for getting this item on the agenda. It's very important that we move this project along. Just to really update the community, we started phase 1 at the airport. Bulldozers are out pushing dirt around. I don't know if anybody can hear me, but pick it up. Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. So we started phase 1 at the airport. The bulldozers are out there. A lot of the earthwork is being moved right now. We're actually going out. Last week, the town board approved phase 2, which would be the final grade and the irrigation in the fields. What we did is we really segmented this whole project into different areas where we have phase 1, phase 2 for the fields. The building will be another phase or another element. The water source was another element, and we have a bunch of sources that we're going to be looking at. The fencing was another item, and the septic was another item that we had. They were all broken out, and we were going to do that internally within our town resources with the town. So what I'm asking for tonight is to actually get approval to do a well study or a water study at the airport complex. Looking at various sources, we originally, when we planned this park, we were gonna draw the water from wells, and we had it in our budget. But based on the volume that we're gonna be looking at for these fields, we looked at some different sources. Our engineering department looked at 3 sources originally. It would be the water district that's right there, I think it's at 14, which was deemed, it's already being overtaxed by the community, so that was immediately taken off the board. The other item was Lake McGregor, taking surface water from a lake that's below the airport park. And the other item would be having wells on the lease portion. What ended up coming up after that, Mike Simone, our highway superintendent, who's got a lot of old-time history in town, said, why aren't you using the wells that are on the county property? So nobody seemed to know about it. I contacted the health department. They did a lot of research. They found that test wells were done back in 1988. There's 7 wells that are on the golf course property, high-yielding wells. So there's a study that was done, drawdown, how it affected surrounding communities and all that. So we have that information. We have our other options. So what I'm requesting is that we hire Insight Engineering to do a study that would come up with different sources that we can all look at and what the cost would be. And what we have to do is, based on that information, we have to go back to the county. Right now, we met with the county officials, the town council met with the county officials, and they are supportive of our project. Any way that they can help, they're willing to help. So we told them we were going to look at those existing test wells. So they said, you know, write it up, give us an engineering report on what we need to be done, and then they would work through their legal department and then work with Greg and try to get that resolved. We would also be looking at Lake McGregor and then doing a well on the property. But it's beyond any capability that we can do in town, so we really need to go out and hire an engineering firm to do this study. And it'll be done relatively quickly. We're hoping that this will come back before the bids come back on phase 2. So we can incorporate that into the irrigation work. This money would come out of the budget that we have for the airport park complex. We have monies in there for well improvements. We have 2 lines for the engineering, design work for the buildings, the wells, septic and all that, and also for the design and oversight. So we come out of one of those lines. And I think this was around, if I remember correctly, around $9,000. Oh no, it's $8,900. And I know the town board has reviewed it, got a lot of comments back and forth with Insight Engineering. So I think everything's been answered up to this point.
Yeah. So Jim, what's the estimated time of completion for this study on the water? Any idea how long it's going to take?
Relatively short. I'm going to say within weeks, based on our approval. We're going to push Insight Engineering to get this done on or before the bids come back.
Oh, okay. All right. But we could still move forward with phase 2.
Yes,
going out.
So what we did,
It's not going to
what we did with phase 2 is the irrigation system we use as an add alternate, as we had a bunch of other items within the bid package. So based on what the study comes back with the cost, I'm really gonna try to do my best to get that study done before the bids come back, so we can make that determination when we award phase 2.
Yeah, Jimmy, I know I had like a whole list of questions, but I know you had a question. Was yours ever answered? Because I didn't see it answered in an email.
Help me out with that.
Yeah, Kenny, your answer, it was yes.
My question was
Yeah.
Was something
The
that was in it
hydro
included?
study?
The hydro study.
Yeah,
Right.
Jeff responded yes. That was answered. That was answered earlier today.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the study that we get back is going to give us answers that we're going to need to make an educated decision on the
Absolutely.
water source.
Yep.
I don't want to spend like $9,000 and then another $9,000 and then keep on going on to get a water source. That was my
I
concern.
think what's happened up to this point, if we made a mistake, it would cost us a lot of money. It's like, for instance, if we went to those wells and we had to bring the water lines and electric, and we could have done it cheaper, a quick mistake here could cost a lot of money. So I think having all the figures in front of you and a study done is gonna make it very easy for us to make a decision.
Costs a lot more than that $8,900.
So
Absolutely, yeah.
So Right, but that was my thing, he's gonna include the costs of everything in it.
Yes,
That was
that's
one of
part,
the
that's part of
One
the
of your
questions.
questions.
That was one of my
They
questions.
would be what they call engineering estimates.
Okay,
So from this study, we're gonna be able to make an informed and intelligent decision about what our water supply is gonna be for airport fields.
Absolutely. And how it would impact any
Surrounding areas, if
Surrounding.
it.
That's the most important thing. You know, we want to be sensitive to
the
everybody around
neighbors,
the area.
The study is gonna come back to the common sense answer of draw from Lake McGregor.
Yeah.
We agree.
It's cost prohibitive
yeah.
to draw it from the wells on the county. Draw it from Lake McGregor, you have the electric right there, you have the trench to the lake right there. If it drops the lake 2 inches, you look at it differently, to draw from the wells another year or during a drought period. But you're doing rotation, irrigation, with just,
Well, we're going to irrigate based on the supply that we have.
right.
That's going to drive
Your
how
supply
much
is
irrigate the field.
right, see that blue right there? That's how close Lake McGregor is to the field. I don't understand why we're not just drawing from Lake McGregor and getting it done and saving money.
That was kind of like a question
Yeah.
that I was wondering.
I asked that question to
Yeah, like I.
Jeff. He's looking at it, but I agree 100%.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know, you're gonna
Any
get some
other-
people angry,
Yeah.
because they're gonna think the water's gonna drop. But it's an irrigation, it's not a 24-hour watering, it's a rotating days, certain times of the year. It's not gonna affect, your runoff on Lake McGregor is gonna offset, more than offsets what you're gonna draw from for irrigation. And your electric is there, your access is there, everything is there.
Yeah, our town engineering department did potential water sources. I think everybody saw copies of this. They have the pros, the cons, regulations and permits that are required and what's needed. So it's all laid out there for drill a well, pump from Lake McGregor or Water District 14, which was deemed not to use that, so. I know Rich did get in touch with the guys from DEC about the amount of water you can draw from that lake.
Mhm.
That, I think it was per day drawdowns, and
That
the
didn't
different
require-
permits are required.
That did not require a permit.
Yes, yeah, anything under 100,000 gallons a
Those
day.
amounts were within what the field
right, they were
would
under
need
what
to
we
be,
needed.
as you said, rotated irrigation.
Okay.
But just so the public knows, we will use 14, Water District 14, for the building and the bathrooms.
Absolutely, yeah.
The
within
potable
that.
water will come from 14, the irrigation will not come from 14.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns? All right.
All right,
Thanks,
and you-
Jim.
And you're gonna read my notice at the
I
end.
am gonna read it, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I have it here.
All right,
Thanks,
have a good
I
evening.
have it
guys.
here. The only thing is, Jim, this is taped, it's not, this isn't going out live. So,
Well, everybody's gonna watch it tomorrow night.
what's the date of the day? All right, so, our Recreation and Parks Director, Jimmy Gilchrist, wanted me to read this.
Midnight tomorrow.
Community planting at the airport park. Reminder, our community planting is Saturday, April 27th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Please park at the Putnam County Golf Course in the lower parking lot, 187 Hill Street, Mahopac, New York. Mahopac Middle School students will be your drop-off pickup location. All other volunteers, including Girl Scouts and committee members, this will be your parking area. Director Jim Gilchrist will meet all volunteers at the golf course Saturday at 9 a.m. and will walk everyone over to the airport park. Do not drive into the airport park. You will not be allowed to park or drop off, pick up anyone at that location. Please wear your boots or shoes suitable for wet conditions. We're expecting rain on Friday, and we will be trekking through the mud to get to our planting area. Thank you. We're looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday. So there's a community planting. You guys aware of this?
Yes,
Community planting at the airport. This Saturday, April 27th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yep.
Okay?
perfect.
All right.
They're planting some trees back, right?
Yes, they're putting some trees back.
Yeah, great. Where'd they get the trees from? Just curious. Were they donated or?
I don't know.
All right, never mind. All right. I heard that. All right, so that concludes the meeting for tonight. I need a motion to close it. So moved by
Second.
Councilman, second by Councilman Luzzacci. All those in favor? Aye. Good night, everyone. It was a long meeting tonight, but it was very educational and very beneficial to the public, especially the Water 2 users, Carmel Water District. Thank you, good night.
These are the souvenirs.